Good morning, everybody. Barely morning. We're about an hour away from the noon hour. We're going on about an hour before noon. And things have been moving along very well here while we've been setting up our equipment for the live stream today, which is brought to you by Diamond Express Dog Wash, Broken Bow Kennels and Dog Grooming, the Dairy Queen and Broken Bow, Bierman Vet Services in Arnold, Possum Hotel with Sal's Dog Grooming, and Grassland Veterinary Services. So thank you to all of those fine folks allowing us to be here today, passing this stream along to you, and thanks for tuning in. In front of us right now is one of the showmanship groups. This is intermediate showmanship. After this, they will have advanced showmanship and then trophy showmanship. After that, they will break for a little bit while they set up the agility equipment, and then we'll have some agility to stream for you. Really excited to be able to do that today because we've been trying for the past 3 years of broadcasting this to be able to broadcast some of the agility, but have been unable to do so. If you remember, the dog show in the past has been on a Friday evening, and each year we moved back our broadcast start time with hopes of being able to get the agility side of things on there at least a little bit. We try to stream a little bit of each of the showmanship and obedience side of things as well as the agility side. And despite moving it back about an hour each year, we still were not able to be around for the late night agility work. So we're hoping to accomplish that today. Again, a little bit more showmanship yet to go this morning. Then it's anticipated there will be a break for lunch. They'll set up all of the agility equipment, and we'll come back and we'll stream some of that agility. Again, we're scheduled to be on the air until 1:30 today. During that break as well, I'll pass along, or I'll hope to get the information on some of the ribbon winners from earlier in the day, so I can pass those along to you here on the stream. Some of the young men and women out there in the ring right now, as you're seeing. We'll kind of scroll the camera over here a little bit. Megan Cheek with Rose, Abigail Stutzman with Buddy, Madeline Zudavern with Jess, Peyton Williams with Ruger, Ray Hagler with Gypsy, Ryan McCaslin with Seamus, and Tristan Taylor with Oakley, Garrett Williams with Rocky, Ruby Hagler with Josie, and Alexis Stutzman with Izzy. That's the group out there right now. They're doing some discussion over at the judges' table. As we look over on the other side, you'll see the 3 advanced showmanship entries. Callie Harris with Tucker, Aubrey Stutzman with Haas, and Mesa Jones with Ace. They'll be coming in on the far side show arena next. Going to be busy here at the Custer County Fairgrounds the next few days as far as what's going on here in the show arena. We will be bringing you 4 days of broadcasting rather than 3 as we have done in the past. We'll have the 3 normal days of cattle, swine, sheep, goats, and everything else that they show here for those 3 days. But this year, not only are we broadcasting the livestock auction on the air on KCNI radio as we have done for decades, but we are also adding video streaming to that as well. 4 days of video streaming this year from the Custer County Fair. I'm ready to get this lawn chair even more broken in. Looks like they're gathering up the ribbons, and they're going to come over here pretty soon and tell us who our ribbon winners are. Again, thanks for tuning in today. Try to drop a comment in the video comments area on YouTube or Facebook if you would like. I'll try to keep an eye on those and check in with you.
Okay, an intermediate showmanship with a red ribbon, Ruby and Josie. Receiving a red ribbon is Peyton and Ruger. Receiving a red ribbon is Garrett and Rocky. Receiving a red ribbon is Abigail and Buddy. Receiving a blue ribbon is Ray and Gypsy. Receiving a blue ribbon is Madeline and Jess. Receiving a blue ribbon is Ryan and Seamus. Receiving a blue ribbon and reserve champion is Megan and Rose. And receiving a purple ribbon and grand champion is Tristan and Oakley.
Okay, so right there you just heard the intermediate announcements for showmanship. Reserve champion was Megan Cheek with Rose. Champion was Tristan Taylor with Oakley. Blue ribbons to Madeline Zudavern and Jess. Ray Hagler and Gypsy. Ryan McCaslin and Seamus. Red ribbons to Abigail Stutzman and Buddy. Peyton Williams and Ruger. Garrett Williams and Rocky, as well as Ruby Hagler with Josie. Now we're over in the right side arena, and as I'm by myself for the moment, this will be good because then I've only got one camera to work here.
Now in the west ring is trophy
keep an eye on
showmanship.
things.
Those participating is Mahia Jones and Dixie, and Shayla Staub and Zira.
And just as I say that, they're going to open up the other show arena and have showing going on over there. So we'll switch back and forth between the two cameras so that you folks can see everything that's going on. Right now you're looking at advanced showmanship. Trophy showmanship is what is happening in the other arena. Had a beautiful morning for everything going on this morning. Again, they started here in the show arena at 8 o'clock this morning. Heating up a little bit today. Supposed to be in the 90s and into the 100s as we start next week. So wouldn't be the Custer County Fair without a little bit of heat, right? Right now on your screen is trophy showmanship. That is with Mahia Jones and Shayla Staub. Again, you'll notice throughout our broadcast today, the sponsors making it possible scrolling across the top right-hand part of your page. Thank you very much to each of them for making this stream possible again this year. And this is advanced showmanship. Right there is Aubrey Stutzman with Haas. And for a lot of you are probably aware of this, but for those of you that aren't, showmanship is where both the dog and the shower have to work together. The dog has to cooperate and behave. And then the handler has to be able to be in the right position and in the right area to best show their dog to the judge. So you put that together and you've got showmanship. Again, advanced showmanship on your screen right now. And this is the trophy showmanship side. Mahia Jones showing Dixie right now, moving at the bottom of your screen. Up there on the far side is Shayla Staub with 0. Advanced showmanship and trophy showmanship going on right now. Trophy showmanship on your screen right now. And this is the advanced showmanship side. Again, as far as the packet that has been provided to us today, the next thing on the list is agility. So, working along pretty well here. It's just past 11 o'clock. Been live for about 20 minutes now. And they were hoping to have lunch around 12:30 or so. So, Now, showmanship is pretty involved. It does take a while for them to work through all of these entries, but I would guess we're still on a pretty good pace. Callie Harris and Tucker, Aubrey Stutzman and Haas and Mesa Jones and Ace on your screen. Trophy showmanship here. Left of your screen, Mahia Jones with Dixie and Shayla Staub with Zira closer to you. Judge not currently in the ring over there. Some active judging going on over here in the right-hand ring with Callie Harris and Tucker. Showmanship also, as they talked off camera about, involves some questions that they have to study as well, and the handlers are being asked questions about dog anatomy and dog health and things like that, so it's also the knowledge that goes along with it as well. As we see with a lot of animal showmanships, it's about keeping eye contact with the judge and showing off your animal. Keeping the animal between yourself and the judge, as we're seeing displayed here by Callie. Again, if you're just joining us, last group out was intermediate showmanship. Your champion was Tristan Taylor with Oakley. Your reserve champion was Megan Cheek with Rose. Blue ribbons went to Madeline Zudevern and Jess. Ray Hagler and Gypsy. Ryan McCaslin and Seamus. Red ribbons went to Abigail Stutzman and Buddy. Peyton Williams and Ruger. Garrett Williams and Rocky, as well as Ruby Hagler with Josie. The judge off of your screen in the trophy showmanship side just came out, took one last look at things. I'm guessing that means things were pretty close in trophy showmanship, and it looks like they're going to make those presentations here right now.
Okay, so for trophy showmanship, this year's sponsor of the banner was Tiff and Barb Varney and family. So your reserve champion with a blue ribbon is Mahia and Dixie. And your grand champion receiving a purple ribbon is Shayla and Zira.
So Shayla Stav and Zira, your champions in the trophy showmanship side. Reserve champion was Mahia Jones and Dixie. And here pretty soon, when the judge is all finished up over here on the advanced showmanship side, we will hear how Callie, Aubrey, and Mesa fall as far as ribbons go. Very well-behaved dogs. They'll take a lap and they'll settle in right over here.
Just a reminder, we will be doing Best of Showmanship in the West Ring when we are finished with the rest of the showmanship classes, meaning the grand champion from each showmanship class will need to come back for Best of Show showmanship.
Okay, a good note to know. So looking at showmanship, we have beginning showmanship and intermediate showmanship. Beginning happened just before we came on the air here this morning, so we will obviously find out who the grand champion there was when they enter the ring. Again, grand champion for intermediate showmanship was Tristan Taylor with Oakley, and we've also had the champion in the trophy showmanship side awarded to Shayla Staub and Zira. We're just finding out now who our advanced showmanship winner is. They will also join that competition. And Dairy Queen, another one of our sponsors. Go and get a pup cup with your loved one, your loved furry friend at Dairy Queen in Broken Bow, right over there in the same area. That's what I do with my dog Walter. I try to treat him to a pet wash right over there at Diamond Express Car Wash and Dog Wash, and then we go over and get a pup cup. Grassland Vet just happens to be over in that same area as well. Possum Hotel in Arnold. Sal, thank you for your sponsorship. Bierman Vet Services. I know many of you use their services in Arnold. As you can see by their logo there, lots of different offerings there. Boarding and grooming from Broken Bow Kennels LLC. 872-0095. Thank you to them for sponsoring today as well. Again, no action going on right now in the West Arena. That's why we're focused on the East Arena. We're going to find out who our advanced showmanship winners are. Ribbons to be handed out here shortly. The judge is delivering her decision right now to the judge's table. Asking a few final questions.
The sponsor for the banner of Advanced Dog Showman is BD Life Sciences. In Advanced Showmanship, receiving a blue, we have Callie Ann Tucker. Receiving a purple and our reserve grand champion are Aubrey and Haas. And receiving a purple as our grand champion advanced dog showman are Mesa and Ace.
Okay, so blue ribbon goes to Callie Harris and Tucker. A purple and the reserve champion goes to Aubrey Stutzman and Haas, and Mesa Jones and Ace are your grand champions receiving purple ribbons as well. So
once again, as soon as we are done with pictures for the advanced showmanship class, we will begin the best of show showmanship in the West Ring. And returning for that, we will have Caitlin Culp with Whiskey, Tristan Taylor with Oakley, Shayla Staub with Zira, and Mesa Jones with Ace.
Okay, so there you go. You heard it there. Those will be the dogs returning to the West Show Ring to determine an overall champion in showmanship. Then as far as our program goes, I believe after that we will be on setup. In fact, they're already starting the setup over on the east side of the ring for agility. They're taking down the show rings. Little bit of a break after the 4-H and FFA dog show. Next event will be this upcoming Wednesday, which is a big day. 10 o'clock until 4 p.m. is 4-H entry day and interview judging at the 4-H building and exhibit hall. Then we skip Thursday and go to Friday. Firearm shooting matches start in Building 18 at 7:30. And open class entries are due from 8 until 6 on Friday. Saturday, the 4-H firearms shooting match continues at Building 18, again early morning, 7:30. And then from 9 until noon is 4-H food entries interview judging at the 4-H building. At 9 o'clock until noon is garden, cut flowers, and fruit interview judging at the 4-H exhibit hall. At 4:30, make sure you are at the square on Saturday. The pedal tractor pull is happening at the Broken Bow Square. Believe it's supposed to be right there on the north side of the square. Then the parade will follow at 6 p.m. Those of us here at KCNI KBBN will have 2 announcer stands again this year. One of them there on the north side of the square, of course, and then one in front of the Custer County Chief offices in Broken Bow. We will also broadcast the audio of the parade on KCNI Pure Country. Then, of course, that night, right out here back at the fairgrounds, a great concert being put on starting at 8 p.m. And then it is go, go, go after that. It's all about weigh-ins on Sunday. 2:30, the weighing of 4-H and FFA meat goats and market sheep. That's followed immediately from 3 to 5:30 by weigh-in of 4-H market beef, then market swine. 4-H horse check-in is at 4. Bucket calf check-in is at 4:30. 4-H breeding heifer check-in is at 5, as is 4-H and FFA small animal pet show. At 6 o'clock is the deadline for all livestock except stocker feeders, dairy, rabbits, pigeons, and poultry. There's a Christian concert with Huntley
Now
Brown.
entering the ring, we will have our best of show showmanship. This is the grand champion from each class of showmanship to see who is going to be the overall best of show showman.
All right, and you heard it there. Best overall showman being determined now between all of the grand champions from each of the showmanship groups to this point. And it all gets started once they enter that arena.
The banner sponsor for the Best of Show showmanship is the Cindy Dunker Halstead Memorial.
Again, this is to determine the overall grand champion. I'll read through the names that you're seeing in the ring again. Your trophy grand champion is out there. That is Shayla Staub and Zira. Advanced grand champion was Mesa Jones and Ace. Your intermediate grand champion was Tristan Taylor with Oakley. And your beginning showmanship champion was Caitlin Culp with Whiskey. Those are the four handlers you're seeing out there right now, competing against each other from their different groups to determine an overall grand champion. Now, I've come to learn over the years in doing all of these different streams for all kinds of different animals, when it comes to determining an overall grand champion, it's not always necessarily going to go to your trophy or advanced grand champion from the previous groups. It's wide open. I believe it was in goats or sheep. There was a person, a young lady entered in beginning showmanship that also ended up winning overall grand champion. It was awesome to see. Not a breeze to speak of here today. Very still. Sun coming down on the roof on top of us, providing the shade. I can tell you if this show ring was not covered, it would be hot, especially for those kids showing their dogs, their jeans and long sleeve shirts. So we're appreciative of the shade here. Giving everybody one more round of applause as they go around the show ring one more time.
Congratulations to Shayla Staub and Zira for being the best of show showmen.
Shayla Staub again as your overall best of show showman. As they leave the show ring, we'll hear the announcement of what's next.
We will be taking a short break between our showmanship classes as we set up for level 5 agility. So there will be a short break during this time. Make sure to go visit the Chuck Wagon if you are hungry. Again, it is right behind me. They have lots of wonderful options for food.
Okay, so as you heard there, a short break as they set up the arena for level 5 agility. So with that, we will step away as well. We'll keep the stream going so you don't have to unload it off of your TV, your tablets, or whatever you are watching on today. And when we come back, we'll have more dog show for you. Again, we're going to be live until 1:30 today. Glad to have you here, and thanks for tuning in. Thank you again to all of the sponsors making this possible. Diamond Express Dog Wash, Broken Bow Kennels and Dog Grooming, the Dairy Queen and Broken Bow, Bierman Vet Services of Arnold, Possum Hotel with Sal's Dog Grooming, and Grassland Veterinary Services.
many other courses may. Shayla Staub, please come do your agility course.
All right, so this is Shayla Staub and Zira out on the level 5 agility course now. She and Jacob Cheek with Lily will compete. And Dave's back.
Made it back, yep. Little trouble at the station, but got that washed out and wanted to come back for the event here to see the agility. I think that was the first miscue on the run, but boy.
Well, she's doing, Zira's doing what she's supposed to. She's just got her own order of events in mind. She knows how to do them. It's just about getting her to start doing it.
Yep, there she
That's
goes.
Great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Shayla's going, oh my gosh. It went okay, but she had to work at it.
Yeah. So now it would be Jacob Cheek and Lily also in this level 5 group of agility.
Next, we'll have level 4 agility, which
Oh.
they'll have to set up for that. And that will be Mahia Jones and Dixie, and Jacob Cheek and Charlie.
Okay, so Jacob Cheek will be with Charlie in level 4 and Mahia Jones with Dixie. Jacob and Lily not competing in level 5 as it is indicated on our sheet here. So they set up that level 5 course, and the level 4 course is either slightly or significantly different. We'll just kind of wait and see how involved those changes are. It doesn't look like they're going to be moving some of the major things, maybe just moving a hoop or two, moving this jumping apparatus right here down a little bit maybe.
She's got an instruction sheet there, probably a layout. And I don't know that they actually measure or how they do it, but they're going over the sheet together.
They're removing some of these orange cones as well. And I'm guessing those are some sort of indicator as far as which things you're supposed to do and not do as a part of the level you're in.
You know, Jeremy, these kids and these leaders, parents, you know how much they love this and their dogs, because it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Got an entire trailer full of equipment in order to make it happen, and there's a lot of late nights all throughout, you know, when there's not snow on the ground basically, or there's not campers being stored in this area under this show ring. You'll drive by here at any given time and see the lights on in here and see them practicing.
I was talking with Callie Harris in a radio interview earlier this morning, and she has a dog named Tucker, really nice dog, and I asked her if she'd been working, and she started going through the practices they'd had just this week, and it was several full nights of practice with her dog Tucker. She says she really likes her dog and she really enjoys this event. She has some others that she's going to be doing later in the fair. Like most of these kids, they'll have other entries after this, and just was impressed how proud she was of her dog and how much practicing she was doing to try to do the best she could. She'd already been in the ring earlier and said things went pretty well. And you know, even when they don't do great, they just go, "That was okay." You know, they work really hard and they try their best to reach you know, near perfection. But with animals, it's hard to say what's going to happen, and these dogs are well trained, but there's distractions for them. I was back in the back, and a gentleman come up and said I had to get away from the ring. There was a dog in the ring that was evidently in his family, and he says that I think that dog smells me and he's distracted.
Oh, wow.
You
Yeah,
know.
you don't really think of things like
Yeah.
that. They've got those sniffers on them, and they smell somebody they know. It could lead to distractions.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
Well, it could be a dog that spends a lot of time with that particular person. Maybe, rides in a pickup with them on days and just naturally wants to go to them. So it was really interesting.
Well, they'll do a little bit of moving here yet. And after that's done, we'll get going with level 4, which again is Mahia Jones and Dixie and Jacob Cheek and Charlie. That pairing, Jacob Cheek and Charlie, we've seen, I think, every year that we've been here, Dave, and we've kind of been able to see Jacob grow. He's significantly taller than he was last year, if I remember right. He's grown up over the last few years, and Charlie's as loyal as they come.
There's a few dogs that we see year after year, and it's kind of fun to see because sometimes it's not the same person with the dog. The dogs know what to do, so they kind of trade partners along the way. Maybe another younger sibling in the family or whatever the case may be, but it's a family event, and it's a dog family. I mean, all these people love their animals, and it's a little bit like rodeo. I heard some of the contestants talking earlier about what happened in the ring and how it went, and they're not really in a way competing against one another. They're trying to please that judge mostly. So there's not really a competition between kids in this event or events, it doesn't seem. I heard you earlier thanking our video sponsors. We got time here. I'll jump in here and thank the Diamond Express Dog Wash, Broken Bow Kennels and Dog Grooming, Dairy Queen and Broken Bow, Berman Vet Services in Arnold, and there's a lot of kids here from Arnold. Some of the interviews I did were Arnold youth, Possum Hotel with Sal's Dog Grooming, and the Grassland Veterinary Services, all supporting the video stream. And I know that as time goes by, the video stream numbers of people who are watching increase. It's much like the breakfast show. There's a certain number of people that watch the breakfast show in the morning, and then you look a day or two later and the numbers have doubled or tripled. People find time to go back and watch it. In this case, this is worth the folks' time to, when they have a moment with their phone or their tablet, computer, and they're sitting in the living room, maybe got the TV on, maybe not, and you can watch all of this. Remind ourselves that this will be archived, and so they can watch it later.
Yep, you can go and find it on the Sandhills Express YouTube or Facebook page and watch it there on whatever device you would like.
Is that still on Twitter, Jeremy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just not as...
It's not as clear, is it?
Yeah, it's not as clear. Twitter kind of is more for pictures and text. It still streams to Twitter, but maybe not as popular a platform. And we stream it in 1080p on YouTube. Facebook only allows up to 720, and then Twitter is like way lower than that. So YouTube definitely the best place to watch, and it's the easiest place to watch. I mean, I can't remember the last time I turned on a device and YouTube wasn't one of the top options to go and watch a video. So, and you don't even have to have a YouTube account in order to log in and watch it.
Yeah, it's real handy, and it is nice and clear, and it's fun to watch. I know that we see the same thing on sports contests when we do some basketball and football, a little bit of football. There's a lot of people watching when the event goes on, and then the numbers just climb then days following, especially when you get down to those postseason matchups where you might have a close game. People love to go watch that over and over again.
Again, they're setting up the level 4 agility arena. 2 competitors here, and then they will reset, I'm sure, again to go to level 3, and I would imagine there's a little bit more of a gap in between each of those as you go down in level. They started with 5 because that requires the most amount of equipment.
I have a rake out trying to work that just into a little more smoother surface. I noticed yesterday it's been kind of chiseled a little bit to work up the dirt, but it did leave some grooves. And in front of some of the jumps and so forth, I imagine that could be possible to throw the dog off a little bit, or even the actual person with the dog. It's just pretty comfortable here all in all, though. I was going to call you Brent. Jeremy.
Yeah, it is. Could stand for a little more breeze.
Yeah.
There's just a slight breeze.
Old Glory's just lightly waving over there. They do have the tape out, so they're measuring the distance here. The detail they go to for this is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I got the measuring tape out, measure the angle and the distance and everything.
Now it looks like Mona's here from the Custer County Chief doing some gathering of information. I wonder if she's just asking how long the tape is or what the distance is. Actually, she's getting
I think she's taking
pictures and
taking pictures and getting names
of the people who are volunteering to do it. Some of them are also in the events themselves and have their dogs to where they can come and help.
Going to be a busy fairgrounds here in just a few days. Wednesday's kind of the main big day, isn't it?
Yeah, they have a lot of judging starting to take place on Wednesday, and as time goes along, they'll be bringing the livestock in and the rabbits and the chickens and so forth. And yeah, this will be a busy place midweek to the end of the week. See that big pile of bedding they have over there. I'm sure that's here, and they'll start putting that in the barns here very soon.
Yeah, lots of wheelbarrows and shovels and manual labor.
Yeah, probably to get it into the tight spots. I suppose they can use a skid steer of some sort to get in the barn, but then you got to disperse it. Part of that too is with the county fair has always been how the 4-Hers and FFAers take care of their area and then clean it up when it's done. I think there's actually some judging on the, how well they take care of their spaces. Did hear Colleen Peterson on what day was it? We went to Thursday to the sewing and the style show, clothing construction and style show, and she said particular different areas of the 4-H exhibits are down some, but overall the exhibits and the competitors are up.
Great.
So that's good to hear.
Well, and you kind of get that from year to year as people, every year you're going to have people whose interests are different.
Yeah.
But having the overall number be bigger is obviously a big deal. And, county fairs are only going to have a certain number of entries when it comes down to it, because county fairs are kind of built on small towns.
They are.
Of fairs in our area may be a little bit smaller than the fairs that are kind of in the area outside of Omaha and Lincoln. It's still a small town county fair, but you have a little bit more population out there, a little more population density. I'm from Washington County, and that's a pretty big fair. I mean, we were 30 miles from Omaha.
Right,
so
yeah.
You consider that and the amount of people that commute to Omaha for work but live in those towns like Blair and things like that. It all kind of adds up.
Yeah, and I think some people would be scratching their head a little bit and saying, well, now, wait a minute, this is ag country, and we have all the livestock exhibitors here. But 4-H and FFA, their arms stretch out much further than just livestock. There's all sorts of exhibits that are brought in: photography, painting, art, science, clothing, woodwork, furniture. The list goes on and on of different areas that kids can enter things in. And yeah, we do have strong entries in livestock. Naturally, this is kind of the cow capital of the world, cattle capital of the world. But where you're talking about in your area, the population, you've got probably more kids that are doing sewing because there's more kids. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly right. I think, while here the livestock buildings are probably twice as big as back home, but like the 4-H entry building for like crafts, food, plants, things like that is probably triple the size.
Yeah,
just
you're
kind of
baking,
different, based on the area. I gotta make it back to the state fair again. I've kind of gotten in the habit of getting there at least one good full day each year of the state fair, and I've really enjoyed it the last few years. Plus, I got to take my daughter to get some fair food this year. She's got to experience some of that.
You got to get her some of that sugary cotton candy, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then find somewhere I've got to be that night.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, the state fair is quite an event, and having it in Grand Island has been beneficial to this area. Don't have to go all the way to Lincoln, and it didn't seem that Lincoln really wanted to keep it that bad. So when they moved it, it was really a good move, and there's something for everybody there too. Lots of commercial exhibits, and also a chance in many cases to see kids from this area who have made it to state and take a look at their exhibits at the state tournament, or watch them show their livestock at the state tournament. And then they have, of course, the music shows and so forth that people go down to. They just added Three Dog Night last week, I think. So they've added a show or two there.
Pretty compact fairgrounds, too, as far as layout goes. It's very walk-around friendly.
It is.
Plenty of air-conditioned buildings as well.
That helps. I heard you going through the lineup when I was at the station for the fair here, and kind of going through all the different events and the parade and so forth. And I know the Ministerial Association is having a professional pianist come in to play on Sunday evening at I think now they've moved that to the Methodist Church, and the parade at 5:30, the music shows afterwards on Saturday night. Boy, there's just all sorts of things to do: bull riding, bull fighting, and the list goes on and on. A lot of things to do here coming up at the Custer County Fair 2023. Doesn't seem possible that it's here already, but it's almost here.
Yeah, that Sunday Christian concert with Huntley Brown, concert pianist from Chicago. That is at the United Methodist Church Sunday the 30th at 7 p.m. And then entry for the 4-H rabbits, pigeons, and poultry is on Sunday evening. And then you mentioned the other entertainment. Monday night is the Custer County Bull Riding Classic, which is always a ton of fun. That's right after the free pit barbecue, which starts at 5:30. Tuesday is the Ultimate Bullfighters Freestyle Bullfights. That's at 7:30. Then on Wednesday, they have the Teen Dance as the evening entertainment. Then on Thursday, of course, everything wraps up with the 4-H and FFA livestock sale at the Custer County Fairgrounds right here in this arena. And talked about it a little bit earlier on. We'll have our normal 3 days of streaming. We're also going to stream that livestock sale this year as well. Just go ahead and make it 4 days setting up here. And Christy and Shannon have been gathering some wonderful sponsors that are helping us make it possible to stream 4 days.
Well, that's going to be great. I know we were on a conversation about the livestock sale. I guess I hadn't figured out you guys were doing it yet. I won't be so lonely because I've been coming out kind of by myself for a number of years, and I guess since Bob Bowles left. But I always enjoyed being in the office in the air conditioning that night.
Mm.
You know, and then getting the audio feed to it. So we'll probably change things up a little bit, but that will be exciting. I think people will enjoy that.
Yep, it'll be great. So it'll be on KCNI as it has always been, and it'll be here on video stream for you folks as well. Same place as you're watching right now.
And also back to the parade that's on Saturday, week from today. That parade is going to be aired on KCNI as well. And that's always brought to you by the Tumbleweed Cafe, as they have been doing that for a number of years to make sure that people who are homebound and so forth can
Okay,
watch.
we're getting ready for level 4 agility. First up will be Mahia Jones and Dixie.
Talked with Mahia Jones earlier today, Jeremy, and what a nice young lady. I think she's been in 4-H, she told me, 8 years now.
Well, and not only has she been in it, she's competed in a lot of different things. We'll be saying her name and her siblings' names a lot.
And I believe she's been successful too. She wasn't boasting, but she mentioned she's been able to have some things go to state fair as well.
And she and Jacob are both just kind of walking around the course right now without their dogs. As you mentioned earlier, Dave, you know, the dogs kind of have to get used to the course, but handlers have to be used to it as well. I think probably if I was competing in this, that's where our downfall would be, would be on my side.
Same here. There was a couple of young ladies talking earlier this morning, and one had just came out of the ring, and she was kind of saying, well, I had to do this and I had to do that, and I kind of tried to cover up for my dog's mistake. And you know, they work hard to get the best performance they can out of their animals. And I think they all know that to get a perfect run is, you know, I don't know, like bowling the 300. It's not easy to do. I suppose they just walk that out to get the feel of it.
Yep. Now they'll go get their dogs. And it'll be Mahia first.
And Mahia is from southern Custer County.
The leash comes off, and here we go. Dixie's moving right along. These poles are tough.
Dixie just wants a little friendly pet in between moves there.
This one's tricky too. The paws up on the platform. And they have to stay there for a certain amount of time. There she goes.
It's amazing how happy the dogs are when they're going through this.
Up next in level 4
they're
is
very
Jacob
excited.
Cheek and Charlie.
They're just waiting all day.
Yeah.
Waiting all day to get out here and do a little bit of running. Now here comes Jacob and Charlie.
They're adjusting the height for Charlie because he probably is not going to be getting up in the air quite like his
I was going to say, man, I'm ready to see Charlie get over some of these gates. Wow. All right.
He's looking it over.
Yeah, he's looking it over. He's like, you guys, can we knock one more pole off of this thing?
Yeah, we wish him the best. This dog is just a just a joy to be around. Most everyone that competes here is with the Doggone Fun Club. There are a few exceptions. But Jacob and I love they had to lower those down. It's going to be interesting.
Just if you hit the red button, we won't. There you go.
Oh, I see what you're
okay,
saying.
Yeah,
all right.
Sorry. We were getting a little bit of feedback there.
Yeah.
I don't anticipate they'll be doing any announcing during Charlie's
No,
run here.
they
He
will
needs
not.
complete focus.
There he's getting ready.
There he goes. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Cleared it. Went through the poles pretty nicely.
Yeah, he did that well once he got started.
Had a little trouble with the teeter-totter earlier. Now he's got it.
Oh, there he goes.
That's something. Stopped nicely on the platform. Taking a breather. Wow.
Oh, great. Oh, and he gets some belly rubs at the end. Perfect.
Charlie's a happy dog, and so is Jacob Cheek. Other than the teeter-totter,
Yeah, he did
all right.
Yeah, did all right.
The dogs all seem to love the tunnels. They just shoot right through those.
Oh, no problem at all, yeah.
Next, we will have the level 3 agility, and in that we have Aubrey Stutzman with Haas, Megan Cheek with Rose, and Callie Harris with Tucker.
Again, folks, I try to adjust the camera as we move along through the day as much as I can. It's really tough with the sun beaming in that far side. Some parts of the arena, it's going to be a little bit darker when we're in that area, and some parts it's going to be a little bit lighter. Just because of that sun coming in. So they'll get everything adjusted again. We'll go to level 3 up next. And you heard the announcement there with who's going to be competing.
3 contenders there. Boy, they go to a lot of work here.
Yeah, they do. Lots of different changes between these different levels. Some of these things, looks like the teeter-totter is leaving completely. And I don't dare call it a catwalk, but that's kind of what it is.
It kind of is.
It's a catwalk over there. It looks like that might be going out of the arena. So we'll just kind of step away for a second, allow them to get things changed up a little bit, and we'll come back with that level 3 agility. Okay, so I think they're going to do their walkthrough for level 3.
Level 3, Aubrey, Megan, and Callie. And I'm sure they'll do an official announcement here. Walking through and getting the feel of it.
Now this course I think I could wrap my head around. Looks like it's 2 jumps and then you go in a circle and you do the same 2 jumps at the end.
Yeah, that's a little simpler. And they don't have to go up any ramps.
Yep, nothing above the ground.
I guess there's the short one over there. They run across the rail there. That's
okay.
a pretty dog, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is Aubrey Stutzman and Haas. Yeah, I like that dog. Okay, I believe I just heard them say that the time starts when they go over the first jump and stops when they go over the last jump. Oh, Haas kind of has to
bend down
a little bit to get through there.
Got to get up on the ramp there. There he goes. Got to get through the hoop. There we go.
All right. Oh, he just wanted to make sure he was facing the crowd. He's got to show off a little bit. He didn't like that other angle.
Little guy down there getting right up close. Okay.
All right, Aubrey Stutzman and Haas getting us started here in level 3.
Aubrey worked hard on that. A couple of places that she had to turn Haas around and get him reset, but very nice. One of the bigger dogs here, and like you say, little tall for the tunnel.
This might be one of the fluffier dogs here. I believe this is Megan Cheek and Rose.
If memory serves me correctly, the Cheek family from around the Arcadia, Ansley area. Nice kids. Smooth so far.
Mm-hmm.
That tire gets a little tough.
The tire is tough.
Oh, darn it. Just going to pass that one. And they have to sit there a certain amount of time.
Oh, there you go. There goes Rose.
Nice job. Megan Cheek and Rose. Really smooth the first half. Run into a few. Got to that tire and got a little more difficult. Guess we call it a tire or a hoop.
Now it'll be Callie Harris and
Tucker.
Tucker.
Yeah. Callie told me she tends to get a little nervous before she comes out in front of people, but she's really a nice young lady. Glad we got to talk to her. You'll be able to hear the radio interviews later next week that we've done the last few days. The sewing competition and fashion show and now the dog show.
All right, this is Callie and Tucker.
Different approach here.
Yep, she's going to meet him at the third obstacle, and he had no problem with those jumps, so that's just knowing your dog.
I just got a little too close to jump through the first time on that hoop. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
Very nice from Tucker. I don't know that we've seen a dog with the hoop that hasn't at least paused the first time. They just kind of are a little bit unsure of it that first time around, but Tucker recovered well.
Yeah, really did. They just
Those
sometimes get a little too close.
Megan, Cheek, and Lucky, Abigail Stutzman and Buddy, Mesa Jones and Ace, Aubrey Stutzman and Diamond, Madeline Zudevern and Jess.
Okay, so this is level 2, and they'll make, yeah, it looks like they're going to take the hoop out completely. You'll see over here they've taken that out, and they're going to replace it
with a jump.
with
it
a
looks
jump,
like.
it looks,
Yeah.
yeah. So it'll be kind of more jump intensive. The two tunnels are still out there.
So that'll make a total of 4 jumps, 2 tunnels, the station where they need to sit and hold, and then the small walkway, the ramp.
Again, folks, we'll be on until 1:30 today. And depending on kind of how things move along here, this is, I was talking earlier, we've tried for the past 3 years by moving our times that we broadcast parts of the dog show each year. We've tried 3 different years to move in a way that we can get agility on the air for you, and we're finally able to do it with the moving of the dog show from a Friday night onto a Saturday morning and afternoon. And I'd be interested to hear with some of the folks that are in charge of the dog show how this is received.
Got a little scuffle going on across the way, which I have not. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. It's always impressive that the dogs get along so well, but they did have a little scuffle there.
A little bit of a big dog versus little dog situation.
Yeah, my guess is the little dog might have started it. The little ones sometimes are more aggressive than the big ones.
Yeah.
But they're fine now, and they're all together petting the dogs. Yeah, I asked Callie Harris when I interviewed her on the radio interview if she liked this change as a, as a contender. She said it didn't really matter to her, but she's, going into like 7th or 8th grade, so nighttime, daytime doesn't make as much difference to maybe the contenders, the ones that are in the competition. But for spectators and for maybe spreading things out a little bit, because a lot of these kids would be on the Friday night dog show and then go straight into the rest of the fair. This is kind of a nice little stretch of days where they can kind of regroup and then reconcentrate on their other projects. But we'll see, yes, and it'll be interesting, as you said, to talk to the folks who put this on to see how they feel about it. Certainly worked out better for us to try to get this agility in, because you're right, Jeremy, we were starting right when they started just about, and we moved later and later and later, and still I think last year we might have got just a little snippet of the first of the agility.
Rally is on here as well. We'll have agilities level 2 and then 1, and then I'm assuming they'll move to rally. So we'll hope to get some of that on as well, which would mean that we got obedience, or excuse me, some showmanship, as well as agility and rally. If we're able to do that, that would mean we only missed obedience, which was very first off this morning at 8 a.m.
Now here they're allowed to use the leash, which I would think would be helpful.
This is Megan Cheek and Lucky. And Megan performed with another dog at level 3. And so this just kind of shows you the progression of things.
Somehow we have things stopped here, Jeremy.
I think they might have realized something on the layout
was incorrect. Or maybe it's a time to where you run out of time. I don't know. They're working on the tunnel here, or the short tunnel.
All this discussion obviously taking place off the microphone, so we're just kind of left to guess.
Yep, speculation here. Got within 3 of the last jumps and was stopped, so we're not sure exactly how that works.
Okay, so I think next competitor is
we ended
out.
up having to rerun a dog. The jumps were not set correctly. So we're starting over, and Madeline Zudevern is going first based on dog size and the jump height.
Okay, so there's our confirmation. The height was set wrong for Megan Cheek and Lucky. So that was realized. They stopped them, and we will start instead with Madeline Zudevern and Jess, with these jumps being set at the correct sizes now. And this is difficult because they go through those tubes and you got to pick up the leash on the other side.
Yes, in some ways the leash is helpful. In other ways it makes it a little more difficult in that instance. But Madeline is having a smooth run here with Jess.
Couldn't tell quite if Jess wanted to go through or not.
Well, that was a good run, yeah. Madeline Zudervan from up in the Dunning Ranch area. Talked with Madeline earlier. Very nice young lady, and was excited to be here today. And she's somewhat of a veteran at this.
Next up is Mesa Jones and Ace.
Oh, I don't know how long ago Colleen left this comment, but she said hi from the announcer stand, and she's over there.
She's always there.
So she left a comment, and thank you for the comment, Bobby, commenting on the clear picture for the stream. Appreciate that. And Margie said through 4-H, there's something for every child to have a chance of learning and growing. What fun. And thank you, parents, for being there for the children. That can't be forgotten either. These parents work hard, putting in their time and volunteer hours too.
So far for Mesa and Ace, they're in good shape. Very nice run, Jeremy.
Very good run.
Yeah. Beautiful dog. Love those dogs. That's just a good-looking color combination, the black and white.
Next up is Megan Cheek and Lucky.
So now Megan, Cheek, and Lucky will go. They'll reset those heights to be correct for Lucky. Just a classic dog name.
Lucky, yeah.
Lucky.
So Megan had a little practice, but this time around they've got things set like they wanted. And Megan's been very good-natured about it. Oops. Got onto the ramp and took a sideway turn there. There we go. Oop, off again.
Doesn't want to stay on.
Nope. Have to wonder how many times the pair have ran this route, ran this obstacle course. Quite a few. Got to reach in to get there. We go. There we go. Seems like that last jump, sometimes the dogs decide they're done and they want to go off to the right and call it good, but they bring them back. And again, with level 2, they're able to use the leash, which in some ways works better to handle the dog, but it is a little bit more difficult when they come out of the tunnels.
Abigail Stutzman and Buddy.
Okay, so seeing these jumps go down in size significantly, and that would be because of dogs such as Buddy's size, as you see him coming into the arena.
It's kind of a short-legged terrier, so they lowered things down a bit. Takes a lot more steps to get around the course when your legs are that short.
That too.
We have a train coming through. I don't know if that bothers or not. Hope not.
There was a dog howling earlier during showmanship. The train came through and he let out a pretty impressive howl.
Oh man.
I
Well,
think it was one of those hound dogs, and he was howling. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, their hearing is so much better than ours that it would sound really loud. Good so far.
Yep, Buddy's doing well.
Come on, Buddy. Working his way through. He made it.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, very nice. Abigail Stutzman and Buddy with a nice run.
Up next is Aubrey Stutzman and Diamond.
And here she comes around the corner. Another smaller dog, so they have everything set down appropriately.
Maybe even smaller than Buddy was.
I think so. It's going to take a lot of steps. Little short, quick steps. Doesn't matter the size of the dog. It's all about the training and the trust in one another. Kind of got out of the tunnel, started looking around. Very nice on the ramp. headed towards the stationary point. They have to hold there for so many seconds and then they're released. That's just something. Very nice. A lot of good runs here.
Yeah, and you know, that just shows how hard these handlers have worked with their dogs already at this level, level 2. You know, they're going to work up and have those more intense levels going forward. These are the dogs that we'll see at level 3, 4, and 5 going forward, and they're off to a good start for sure. And I think that's it for level 2.
We will get the course set up for level 1 agility, and in level 1 agility we have Ryan McCaslin with Seamus, Mahaya Jones with Bella, Shayla Staub with Coda, Peyton Williams with Ruger, Ruby Hagler with Josie, and Tristan Taylor with Oakley.
All right, so while they get those course pieces set, we'll step away and we'll come back with level 1 agility. Level 1 walkthrough being completed. Tiny little, I wonder if I could.
Up first is Ryan McCaslin and Seamus. They will be
There we
followed
go.
by Mahia Jones and Bella.
We'll just get the whole shebang on one screen right there for you folks, and
Perfect.
you can see the whole thing there. And they'll be working around as a part of level 1 agility, and up first is Ryan McCaslin and Seamus. Seamus has certainly got that young puppy energy. You can tell immediately. There's Seamus and Ryan McCaslin.
Yep, very nice.
Very nice.
Up next, we have Mahia Jones with Bella. They will be followed by Shayla Staub and Coda.
These collie dogs, such quick learners.
Yep, Shepherd, Collie, they're fantastic. Well, boy, that was a nice run.
That was very, very nice.
Mahia, a veteran, and this is a
Next, we
different
have
dog
Shayla
for her that she
Staub
brought
with
in,
Coda,
Bella.
and they will be followed by Peyton Williams with Ruger.
He's got his nose working for something else.
Coda is a little distracted by something in the crowd, something he didn't like. And you know, you always look over at the crowd, and the general direction that he's looking, everyone in the crowd is just looking at what they're doing, wondering if they're the ones doing something that's distracting.
Yeah, or just something he smelling that is familiar. He's still a little bit distracted. There we go.
He's doing all this while being distracted.
Wants to make Shayla happy. Beautiful dog. She kind of chuckling.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Up next are Peyton Williams and Ruger. Following them will be Ruby Hagler and Josie.
All right, here comes Peyton Williams and Ruger. I'm no dog expert, but I believe that's a Great Dane. That is a large dog, and I don't think that dog is full grown yet either.
A lot of dog there for Peyton to handle. Love that name too, Ruger.
I think Ruger could step over those if he wanted to.
Big loping steps there.
Oh, big boy. He's going to have to crawl through that tube, I think.
Now he's kind of out of sync for it. Got him to go.
There he goes.
Didn't take him long to get through.
All right, great run there from Ruger, and Peyton Williams.
We don't have all the rules in front of us, or any of them for that matter, but I assume when they knock off a bar over the jump, that costs them some penalty time.
Up next, we have Ruby Hagler with Josie, and rounding out our level 1 agility will be Tristan Taylor with Oakley.
Ruby Hagler out of Arnold. Had a chance to talk with her earlier too. Very nice young lady. I think Ruby told me that this German Shepherd is somewhere between 2 and 3 years old, so it's just a beginner really.
Great job there for Josie
Our final
and Ruby.
contestants in level 1 agility are Tristan Taylor and Oakley.
All right, here comes Tristan and Oakley, as you heard. Again, this will wrap up agility. And the only thing left in the program here would be rally. And I'm not super familiar with rally. That typically happens after agility, which we talked about earlier. We have not had the chance in years past to get any agility on the air. This is our first year to do so, and we're going to get all of it on the air before we go off the air. So really excited to be able to do that.
Tristan and Oakley doing quite well.
And with that, level 1 agility has come to a close.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I'm guessing they'll have ribbon presentations here. They'll tear down the course, and we'll just kind of see what happens here in the next 8 minutes or so. If they start presenting the ribbons right now, we'll obviously stay on the air until they conclude that. But then we'll come to a close on our coverage of the dog show for 2023.
Also like to thank Viero for their services that we use here at the Custer County Fairgrounds and some other events that we provide live video for. And Viero's helped us out the last couple of years.
Okay, that concludes the agility part. We're going to move on to rally and start with the beginning class. Those competing in that are Lenora Bryson in banjo, Alex Martindale in smoke, Ryan McCaslin in Seamus, Tristan Taylor in Oakley, Peyton Williams in Ruger, Mahea Jones in Bella, and Garrett Williams in Rocky.
Okay, so we might just get a little bit of rally here. We'll see what is all involved in that.
Yeah, this will be fun to see what rally is. Hopefully, though, we'll get some of that in. There's, I believe, just the 2 categories, beginning and rally 1. Is there more rally than that? I don't see any more, so should get some of that in.
Appears they're setting up. I guess I don't know what those are. Little
I don't either.
Little signs or something, little indicators.
Oh, okay. I see what they're doing now. I was looking and I'm going, well, that looks like they sawed off some plastic plumbing for markers, but that's what they are, and that's how they place their signage.
Yep, they've got different numbers on each of them.
Lanes, I assume. But I could be wrong.
That young lady right there was showing a sign that said right turn on it.
Oh, okay.
The other one in her left arm says stop and turn around. So I'm going to guess they're going to be going up to each of these signs and doing each of those commands and moving through the course.
All right, they'll have to. Now, I'm not saying dogs can't read, but I assume that they'll listen for the command from their master. Just kind of step it off, not measuring anything. This is interesting. You always have to wonder, how did these things come about? How did these events develop, and what's the criteria?
Mm-hmm.
Probably be quite educational to go to some of the doggone fun practices and go through some of the rules and regs with them, because I'm sure the kids know them all.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an Easter egg hunt. You know, they're putting the eggs out here. Looks like they got at least 10 of those.
I think this sign right here, if I'm reading correctly through the back of the paper, says 270 degrees right.
Okay. I'm beginning to think this might be fairly difficult.
So not quite 360, but more than 180 gives you a 270, so like a 3/4 turn.
Yep, there you go, left turn.
And it'll be the same for each competitor, so we'll just kind of see the first person go. And I'm guessing once they get going with these, they're going to be moving pretty quickly through entries.
Yeah.
So we might, did they say they were going to start with rally 1 or beginning?
I didn't notice which they said, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in rally and 6 in rally 1. So yeah, if they go quickly, it probably doesn't take too long. They have fast pace, normal pace, left turn, right turn, stop.
The finish over there. So we'll just kind of see how this moves along, and if try to capture a little bit of bonus coverage here for you, a little bit past 1:30, and get a little bit of the rally on.
Yes, it's really quite comfortable here. It's not bad at all. This has been a beautiful day for this event. It is going to warm up later on in the week.
It's warm in McCook today and tomorrow as well. I know Brent was talking about that. They've got baseball coverage going on. Broken Bow continuing their play there.
Yeah, very exciting. They dominated yesterday over Minden, who was the #1 seed. That's baseball. You never know what's going to happen. Gothenburg defeated Broken Bow twice during the regular season, and they got defeated last night. So Broken Bow will play Gothenburg today. And, of course, this is, as we speak, on Saturday, and I think that's scheduled for a 2 o'clock start, which I know Brent and the guys were pretty happy about, because that would make their day a little bit shorter, getting home before too late.
Mm-hmm. That drive to McCook and back.
It seems long, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems long. I mean, you figure by the time you drive there and you drive back, you're well over 5 hours of driving.
They'll have to stop and eat, surely, one end or the other.
You would think. I still hold to it, and I would debate it a very long time that possibly one of the longest, most, I don't want to say boring, it's beautiful country, but it's just a grind of a drive, was when we went to Benkelman and back. Just that far southwest corner of Nebraska and back to Broken Bow. There are some stretches of roads there where, you know, it's it's all consistently gorgeous.
Yeah.
So you don't have different things to look at. is the only way I can
Kind of a repeat down
kind
the
of
road.
describe
yeah.
it. You're like, ah, man, I've seen that windmill and hill before. But it also, is more difficult when the team you were going to cover ends up on the losing end of things.
It makes a lot of difference.
It does make a lot of difference.
Oh, live video. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're good, Dick. We're going to see a little of the rally here. Hopefully they'll get going here soon. We'd like to at least see how it works.
Yeah.
First up in rally is Lenora Bryson in banjo.
Okay.
Looks like we're up.
We'll get a few of these on the air for you folks. Looks like they're starting with beginning rally. So Lenora Bryson and banjo will be first on that list, and here they are up at the top right-hand part of your screen. We'll just leave the whole course on the screen for you. And this will obviously be a opportunity for us to learn maybe a little bit. Hopefully, if banjo kind of listens to commands, we'll know what the course is supposed to be. And she's going to do a walkthrough here first to kind of tell us.
The signs are there, but you'd almost have to know it in your head, depending on how fast-paced this is.
Mm-hmm.
Lenora's trotting back and ready to go.
I like her dog, Banjo.
Banjo's really nice looking. Smaller dog, but very, very pretty.
Okay, so
Oh, I see.
the dog has to stop and she walks around the dog.
Okay.
And now the dog goes with her for this turn. Banjo's just kind of easy going, just kind of along for the ride sort of thing.
Knows what he's doing.
Fast pace, and now they hit that sign. They go normal pace all the way to the finish. There you have it.
Up next is Alex Martindale and Smoke.
Okay, so I think it's probably going to be pretty easy for us to get all of the beginning rally kids in before we end our stream. They'll have to, I'm assuming, reset the entire course before they do rally 1.
Take a little time, and where the trainer has to walk through it first, or probably will, that will take a little time as well.
Okay, just so if you guys wonder what we're doing, this is called rally. It's a course set up with signs. It's kind of a fancy obedience thing, but you follow the signs through the course that are numbered and do what each sign says. And then it's also timed, right? Yes.
Good explanation. May not do a walkthrough here. trying to get set.
Again, this is Alex Martindale and Smoke. All right, very good.
Alex Martindale and Smoke. We get to see some of the trainers that we didn't see earlier. We have watched Ryan McCaslin, who I believe is next.
Up next is Ryan McCaslin and Seamus.
So they do a stop and sit, then they do a right turn. He'll sit, the handler goes around. They'll continue on, take a left turn, and then they'll both do a 360. Then they do that 270. Continue on. A sit and lay down, I believe. There you go, Seamus. And now a left turn, and then fast pace and normal pace to the finish line.
Seamus is a beautiful, beautiful dog and did really well.
Up next is Tristan Taylor and Oakley.
Okay, we're about halfway through the beginning rally. And as you heard there, Tristan Taylor and Oakley up next. And they're off.
That's so neat.
Oakley just kind of seems to be along for the ride, just easygoing dog.
Yep, wagging his tail. Very well trained. Very nice run. You know, for those of us who have dogs or have had dogs and went for a walk with a leash and really didn't have a very well trained dog,
Is Peyton Williams and
that's pretty
Ruger.
amazing, because you watch people and have been in the same situation where a dog on a leash can be very frustrating when they don't want to cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
These
Takes a lot of time to be at this level, a lot of time on a leash.
Yeah, sure does.
Well, and up next is Peyton Williams with Ruger, and this is one of those situations. Ruger is a very big dog, and to be honest, if he wanted to go somewhere, he could go there. That's the other thing that comes with big dogs. You know, they're going to go where they want to go. If they're well trained, they'll just listen to you despite you being smaller.
Yep, and respond to a little touch of the leash. Little pullback.
Well, in between
Getting a
between
little
that
bite.
yeah, between that second to last sign and the finish line, I think he only took about 6 steps. So
And Ruger
Up
was
next is Mahaya
kind of giving him a
Jones
little
and
love
Bella.
bite there on the way in.
So here comes Mahaya Jones with Bella, our second to last competitor in rally beginning.
And Mahaya's going to walk through it by herself first. So you can kind of get that rhythm in her head, get the timing down a little bit. You can see her with her hands motion. She's acting it out, both physically and mentally. Mahaya and Bella. And I believe Mahaya has 2 dogs that she brings to the event. Another nice run. They've all been good.
Yeah, I've been impressed with, leash work is, in this rally side, is similar in a lot of ways to agility, but different in a lot of ways too. Agility, especially the levels where they're off the leash, brings its own new difficulties. But having a dog on the leash, almost
Testing.
they seem maybe
Up
a little
next
bit
is
more
Garrett Williams and
constricted,
Rocky.
and they want to maybe run away a little bit more when they're on the leash rather than off of it.
Yeah, some of them would be tempted to fight it. To when they're really working in unison, it's pretty neat to see. Again, for us dog owners who haven't taken time to train our dogs very well, it's quite amazing to watch.
All right, here is Garrett Williams and Rocky.
Now, if you've met Garrett, you know he's quite a character. I interviewed him this morning as well, Jeremy, and he's always got some thoughts he passes along to you. Of course, Garrett from up in the Myrna community.
Always the positive reinforcement, when they do what you want them to do. We've heard lots of good boys and good girls out
Yes.
there, and that's how you get these dogs to be more trained going forward and to be more successful. So we certainly heard a lot of that out of Garrett there in that run with Rocky. And that brings us to the end of the beginning rally section. So they'll tabulate things and add them up and award the winners, and they'll redo the course and head to Rally 1, which will be next. But as far as our broadcast goes, we've got a lot of equipment to take down, and we've got a lot of days.
That finishes out our rally beginning, and next we will have Rally 1. Just as a reminder, the Chuck Wagon is open, but they are planning to close at 2 o'clock. So if you are needing any drinks or snacks or anything, I would head back there before they close.
Okay.
All right.
One more time, before we close our broadcast, we want to thank the sponsors that made it possible. If you want to go through those, Dave, with that sheet.
You bet. Diamond Express Dog Wash, Broken Bow Kennels and Dog Grooming, the Dairy Queen in Broken Bow, Bierman Vet Services in Arnold, Possum Hotel with Sal's Dog Grooming, and Grassland Veterinary Services, all making the video stream possible. And also a thank you to Viero for helping us with the signal today.
All right, that does it for our broadcast today. 4 more days of video broadcasting coming to you from right here in this spot when we get further into the fair schedule. Again, check out the Custer County Fair schedule. Lots of different places that is posted online. Great schedule for the whole family. Come down to the fairgrounds and check it all out. Thanks for your help, Dave.
You bet. Enjoyed it.
Have a great rest of your Saturday and weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass